Well, it turns out the Fox News and Common Sense department was right. The Department of Homeland Security was right. And Minnesota politicians were wrong. Again, it's becoming a pattern. 24 hours ago, Minnesota authorities were telling us the woman who was shot and killed by federal law enforcement, 37-year-old Renee Good, was not an activist and was only near the ICE activity because she was dropping off her child. Now we know that Renee Good was part of ICE Watch, a group that monitors and interferes with ICE operations. And before the shooting, she was monitoring and interfering with ICE operations. And video from the officer's perspective backs up pretty much every detail, providing key evidence that Good and her wife were impeding and taunting ICE. And when law enforcement told Good to get out of her car, Good decided instead to aggressively use her car. And in the process, she struck law enforcement, who then opened fire. The mayor of Minnesota, who initially claimed the officer was never hit, now says the officer was barely hit. So now self-defense depends on the severity of the strike? Common sense thinks when you change your story from the wheels were turned away from the officer to the officer only suffered a minor injury, it's time to tone down the rhetoric, own up to the mistake, and say you were wrong. Again. Well, it turns out the Fox